Hi children, good morning. We already started a new lesson in political science, understanding secularism. In the first part of that lesson, you studied about separation of religion from the state. Why is it important to separate religion from the state? In the second part of that lesson, you studied about what is Indian secularism or features or the objectives of Indian secularism. In that part, you studied about one religious community does not dominate another. Some members do not dominate other members of the same religious community. The state does not enforce any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of individual. In order to avoid the domination of one religious community over another and domination of some members over other members of the same religious community, the government or the state follow some strategies. Today's class, you studied about different strategies used by Indian state or government to avoid the domination. First one, the government or state uses a strategy of distancing itself from religion. That means the Indian state is not ruled by a religious group and does not support any one religion. In India, government spaces like law courts, police stations, government schools, and offices are not supposed to display or promote any one religion. For example, in government schools, do not celebrate the religious festivals, but at the same time, all government schools celebrate national festivals like Independence Day, Republic Day, Gandhi Jayanti, etc. It shows that government do not support any particular religion. Second strategy is a strategy of non-interference. The state makes certain exceptions for particular religious communities. Through one example, you can understand about this. It means that in order to respect the sentiments of all religions and not interfere with religious practice, the state makes certain exceptions for particular religious community. For example, already you know, if a person ride two-wheeler should wear a helmet. It is the one of the important law exists in our state. But Sikh community get some exemption. As a part of the religious beliefs, the Sikh people wear a pugri or a turban. If Sikh people wear the helmet, they need to remove. If the Sikh people wear helmet, they need to remove turban or pugri. It creates some problem among the Sikh communities. In order to avoid that situation, government gave some exemption to Sikh community. Sikh community no need to wear the helmet while riding the two-wheeler. It shows a strategy of non-interference. Third strategy is a strategy of intervention. Already you know, Indian government banned untouchability. Untouchability was a practice of Hindu religion. It is a good example where members of the same religion dominate other members. That means upper caste Hindus dominate the lower caste Hindus. In order to prevent this religious-based discrimination of lower caste classes, the Indian constitutions bans untouchability. The state is intervening in religion in order to end a social practice that it believes discriminate and that violate the fundamental rights of a lower caste. That means untouchability banned in our country in order to avoid a religious discrimination of the lower caste people. Next topic you can study about difference between secularism in India and USA. What is the full form of USA? United States of America. What are the features of secularism in USA? Strict separation between religion and state. Neither the state nor religion can interfere in the affairs of one another. In USA, religion never interfere in the affairs of the state or government. But in India, the state can intervene in religious affairs. In certain situations, Indian government interfere in the religious affairs. Example, Indian constitution intervened in Hindu religious practices in order to abolish untouchability. Untouchability was the part of Hindu religion that discriminate the lower caste, and through the untouchability, lower caste people do not get their fundamental rights. In order to avoid that situation, the Indian government or the state intervene in religious practices and ban the untouchability. So through the banning of untouchability, all the people of Hindu religion get equal opportunity or equality. Next, the present situation of Indian secularism. We already studied about Indian secularism, strict separation of religion from the state. But some occasions the government support a particular religion. It was very bad to Indian secularism. And last part of this lesson, you are going to study about 5 forces or factors that threaten the growth of secular state in India. That means India is a secular state, but in some occasion secularism face some difficulty. The existence of secularism face some difficulty. First one, communalism. Communalism means to give importance to a particular religion and other religious group face some discrimination. Second one, misuse of religion by political party. Some political party use the religious sentiments or the religious symbols as a part of their politics. Third one, caste system. Fourth one, religious intoleration. Religious intoleration means the people believe in different religion, do not ready to help each other or do not sit together, etc. If any one religion start the celebration of their festival, it was interfered by other religious group or attacked by the other religious group. That known as religious intoleration. And social inequalities. In our country, the upper caste people or the wealthy class people get all the facilities, but at the same time lower caste people or the poor people do not get the more facilities. At the time of corona, you already understand about the different kinds of problem faced by the people. Sometimes in some states, hospital facilities only for the wealthy people. During that time, poor people do not get any facilities. So these kind of problem created a threat to Indian secularism. Student, I am going to wind up the second lesson of politics, understanding secularism.